Hey, it's Coach Carol coming to you with a challenge today. All right. So I am going to challenge you to up level love, to love better. How can you love better? Think about it. Lent is wrapping up, and my goodness, right? Like, as Christians, we know that Christ gave the ultimate sacrifice. He loved us so much that he was willing to go to the cross to die for us and gave us salvation. And so, how do we love? Do we love our husbands and our kids and ourselves like that? Do we love sacrificially? For instance, when our husband's really irritating us, or maybe he's not giving us what it is that we want right now. Maybe it's the help. I really want help in the kitchen because I'm exhausted, and he's on the couch watching a movie. And it's easy to get resentful and angry about that. Is it possible to put aside my resentment, my selfishness? I know you might think, oh, that's not selfish, I'm trying to do the dishes. Maybe he's being selfish because he's watching a movie. Well, maybe he's role modeling taking care of himself, that he's worked hard all day, he's tired, he doesn't want to have to clean a house now, right? And so what if I honored myself in the same way? What if I shifted my thinking instead of getting angry? Because I tried that for a lot of years, it never worked for me. It kind of created a miserable life for all of us. Sort of like, you know what? Whoever said that dishes have to be done at night? That's my mother's rule. But in my house now, if I'm exhausted and I can hear myself clanking the dishes, I honor what I need. I follow his lead, and it's like, how do I feel? What do I want? I feel resentful. What do I want is relax. Maybe I want to read a book. Maybe I want to sit next to him and just enjoy his company. And then sometimes he gets up and does the dishes before we go to bed, or he might do them in the morning before he goes to work, or when the kids are home, he might get the kids to do them, or maybe I would get up and do them whenever, right? But it was done with peace rather than always kind of grumbling, right? So what if there's a way in that moment to choose love? Loving myself, also loving and respecting him in a bigger way. I'm inviting you over the next couple weeks of Lent to really think about, how can you love better? Loving yourself better, loving him better, even loving the kids better, or loving people out in the community better. On one of my group calls today, one of the women shared how she made cookies with her grandkids and brought them to the fire station for the firemen. And they were young guys, they then rallied around the kids and gave them like 2 hours of answering their questions and tours of the fire department and all that stuff. It was amazing. All because she chose to be generous with her time, loving those grandkids, going there, making cookies with them, and honoring their wish to go and bring them to the fire department, which was a wonderful expression of love in the community. What can you do to up-level it, right? Or maybe it's like maybe you got a bunch of kids and like you're at your wit's end, you're exhausted. And it might be, calling, blowing a whistle and be like, okay, half an hour, everybody's in their room reading. It's quiet reading time because like mom needs a half an hour, maybe to go take a hot bath, or maybe just to take some prayer time and just get your eyes back on Jesus, have a cup of tea, right? So close your eyes and take a nap. Maybe loving yourself, but also even just having patience. Maybe when the little one spills their milk, pausing, counting to 10, and choosing compassion in that moment, choosing charity. Because like it's saying here in the Catholic theological virtue of love is participating in tangible acts of loving kindness towards all others, friend or enemy, in unconditional and self-sacrificial ways. So even if it's a boss that really has been mean, hurtful, caused you great pain, but it's like, you know what? I'm going to give grace, and I'm just going to forgive, and I'm going to move on, right? Like maybe nothing needs to be said. Or certainly in 1 Corinthians, we know that love is patient. Be more patient. Love is kind, not jealous, not pompous, not inflated, not rude, not seeking its own interests, not quick-tempered. Oh my gosh, right? Like quick-tempered. That's a challenge for me sometimes. It does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Not always easy. So what can you do to up-level you? I know for me and a lot of the women that I coach, it's when we do a lot of self-care, little things, having a little extra cream in the coffee, or for me, like even making sure that I eat lunch, really enjoying my hot shower and being grateful, like working my gratitude journal so that my mindset is always focused on what's going right and being grateful for it. It helps me to be more patient. It helps me to be more kind. So maybe like loving yourself is first. I'm gonna really encourage you for that. Like, and if you're not in my Happy Wife Facebook community, come and join that, because I got a lot of posts going up over the next couple of weeks, reminding you to up level, starting with loving yourself first. And it's not selfish. It is not selfish. Even Jesus went into the desert to take time to pray and unite with God. We need that too. I think of self-care as soul care. If my soul is off, I'm not going to show up happy and kind and virtuous. In the Catechism, it tells us that to love is to will the good of another, right? All other affections have their source in this first movement of the heart toward the good. Do we will the good of another? How are you doing with that? Are you willing to have more acts of loving kindness, friend or enemy, those who are easy to get along with and those who are not? What will you do over the next couple of weeks? Type it in the comments down below. I would love to hear. What are you willing to do? And in many ways, this can be a sacrifice. This can be a huge sacrifice, to duct tape when we want to lash back, or when we feel the need to be right. It's like, no, you know what? I'm actually going to respect his opinion. It's not wrong. It's different. It's different than what I want, but it's not wrong. And choosing to love him and respect him, it's a sacrifice. So I invite you to unite it with Christ. Unite it to Christ as you know that he went to the cross this week. Coming, right? Holy Week, but over Lent. We know that this is our time to keep our eyes on God and to really unite ourselves with him to grow in love. That's the invitation this week, all right? So I can't wait to read down below. I'll read all your comments. How are you leveling up love? And certainly share with a friend, post in a group, but let's do this. Let's level up love. Let's be like Christ, because he is love and he wants us to love more and more. So let's do it, ladies. Let's do it.